Hi and hello and welcome to episode 46 of Going Over. I, of course, am Fred Slow, and across from me, first time in some time, I was going to say my broadcast partner. I was going to say my co-host. I was going to say my best friend. I was going to say my life partner, but I should just say the Samoan Nightmare, Saleh Taylor, for sale. What's up, brother?
Happening, man? What's good? It feels good to be back. Just not as good being with you, but I am happy to be anywhere. Have a reason to put pants on. It's a good day,
Yeah,
man.
you're living the best version of your current life, and that is a lot worse than my life, but a lot better than others. So I think
Yeah,
that's good.
it's a good place to be sometimes. Actually, I'm with it.
We got a big pro wrestling show coming up August the 31st. Duke City Championship Wrestling at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Locked in. Hobo Hank takes on Thunder in a steel cage. Also, we have the entire card. We'll go over that. As that's just 1 week away from the time of this airing terrestrially on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. We're recording on Thursday. What is today's date? Thursday the 22nd.
Yeah.
So we're 2 days out from Saturday. So welcome to the weekend. If you're listening to us live, you might be driving over to UNM football. It's the big home opener for the Lobos today as they take on Montana State. And if you go to the Howl Zone, you know what you're going to see: Duke City Championship Wrestling. That is right. Yep, we're a feature at the tailgate. So come hang out with us. We have an inflatable wrestling ring we're going to put up. I know Hobo Hank's going to be there. Tommy Two Scoops Test is going to be there. Turbo Tony's going to be there. DCCW champion Thunder is going to be there. I know Saleh Taylor, an invitation has been sent to you, but I'm looking at my red receipts. You didn't say yes or no, brother. You are on the spot right here. Will you be at the tailgate for the UNM Logos as they open the season against Montana State?
I got to ask my people. I got some people that's just telling me where I need to be and
That's
when
so
I need to
funny.
be.
You're living that life. So there will be a lot of us out there. Also, if you're excited about going to Locked In at the Rio Rancho Event Center, you don't have tickets yet. We're giving some away at the tailgate. So swing by, see us, and then we're gonna have a lot of fun out there. We're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have tickets to the upcoming event. So please be a part of that. Those are not from the station. They are from Duke City Championship Wrestling. Also, if you support Duke City Championship Wrestling, I am the ownership group of that. So you'll be sliding money into Daddy's pockets. I will then have your money, and Daddy and his boys will spend it accordingly.
We appreciate you for having it put on the show and the collaboration that you have with others on putting these events together. So we are grateful. It's
Pro wrestling. Well, it's alive and well right here in the Southwest. It's alive and well in Albuquerque. Also, at the time of the airing of this show, Phase 1 is going on over in Rio Rancho tonight. So after you watch a little bit of college football with the Lobos and Montana State, head right across the river, go over to the Elks Logs in Rio Rancho. Their show is already sold out, though. So actually, everything
sold out.
It's sold out. Everything I just said, don't do. So you cannot get in. You should have already bought a ticket. Scalping is your only option.
That bump card, that card actually looks amazing. They got a lot of amazing talent. Some familiar faces from DCCW will be making appearance there. Some DCC folk will be there just to show out and show up, man. It's going to be great.
I know Donovan from Downtown in the Ring is going to be over there. He's also going to be with us August the 31st at the Rio Rancho Event Center. So we're excited.
That's a lot of driving, Donovan. That's a lot of driving, man.
I mean, get a Sam's Club card. That's what you need. Save on gas. That's I'll give you the trick I use. Just whenever you go to the gas pump, put in Jenny's phone number because everyone uses it, and then you save up to 75 cents a gallon. I do it all the time.
And if you don't know who Jenny is or what her number is,
you got to figure that out.
You're too young for us, man. You're too young for us, man. We do not need to be talking to you anyhow, but we appreciate your support.
Correct. So this is a fun one for the friends of the show that are interested in learning a little bit more about us. We were a tag team outside of pro wrestling this past weekend, as you and I were a part of the Differently Abled. This was a fun one. We went out to Hotel Andalus over the weekend, and we hosted the Adaptive MMA Clinic fundraiser. And it goes on over at Jackson Wink. It's a cool organization. You were the entertainment. I was the host. Van Nunley, my co-host at Two Men On, was with us on that. And how much fun we had auctioning off and fundraising for Adaptive MMA. It was as entertaining, I think, as shoot combat sports can be. Also, big thank you to everyone who was there. MMA fighter Steve Garcia was there. Holly Holm was there, famed for that, being the champion of the UFC. I mean, I hosted, you entertained. Saleh, how was that night for you, and how fun was it for us to team up on an event outside of the world of pro wrestling?
Anytime for good cause, I'll make time for that, man. I'm with it. I love it. Uh, it was this really cool night. I honestly didn't know you were going to be there until after I left. It was cool, man.
Yeah.
So like, but it was a beautiful night. Hotel Andaluz, we appreciate you for hosting that because everyone put up and put out. Also, shout out to Chef Tristan Rogers, man. Like he put out an amazing layout for the for the event. Actually,
Yeah, it was super cool. It was like a pokey with no bread, which is I'm living that keto life now. Also, at the time we're broadcasting live, fan and friend of Duke City Championship Wrestling and one of homies, Carlos, is talking about tickets for the August 31st event at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Here's the thing. If you're listening to us on 95.9 FM or AM 610 this Saturday morning, the 24th, and you're headed over to Lobos, come and see us at the tailgate. We do have some tickets at the tailgate. So Carlos and all others, if you're interested in bringing some individuals out to Duke City Championship Wrestling, maybe the first time, swing by our tailgate at the home opener for the Lobos, and we got you. Also, little birdie told me if you go to the intersection of Yale and Lead, you can go to Smokin' Joe's, where they're having their grand opening on the 24th as well, and they have tickets to give away. So those are your two spots. Also, we never give away tickets, so this is like a super fun thing that we're doing, and we had a partner cover the cost of that, and that was awesome. So anyway, so we do have some opportunities for people to come. So please do, if you're excited about being a part of us, swing by Smokin' Joe's Saturday the 24th, or see us at the Howl Zone at the tailgate, where Duke City Championship Wrestling's Hobo Hank Thunder, Tommy Two Scoops Tesk, Turbo Tony, or possibly Saleh Taylor, if he's not too busy, will hand you a set of tickets to Duke City Championship Wrestling. So yeah, continue down that thought process, Saleh, on how fun it was to be at that adaptive MMA.
Before I do, what time is that tailgate starting, you reckon?
Oh, great question. So we're going to get out there before everyone else. So by the time you get there, we're already going to have been there. And what we're going to have is we're going to have set up that inflatable pro wrestling ring that we talked about. We're going to have some guys inside of it. We're going to let all the kids inside of it. There is a waiver you have to sign. You got to sign a waiver.
Ooh. Yeah, sign away your life, baby.
But we're going to be set up for success, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, I know Friday and Saturday night, well, Friday would have been last night by the time of this airing. Saturday, there's a big concert going on over the Rio Rancho Event Center, too. It's Lamb of God. Is that a thing? Lamb of God.
Oh, man. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's not my style, but I know some people love it, and I know Duke City Championship Wrestling will be out there, too. So it's going to be it's a whole day of Duke City Championship Wrestling presence in the community.
Also, speaking of which, it's also Marble Fest at Marble Brewery downtown, and you might see me sitting in with a couple bands over there.
Oh, that's the one.
That'll be a nice little thing.
Hey, the 24th, the fall season has started a little early.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's going to be August is special. September is going to get that much better. Obviously, Duke City Championship Wrestling is at the State Fair. September the 21st, we're going to the Museum of International Folk Art in Santa Fe to put on a fun Luchador Fest. And then before you know it, we're into October, the Balloon Fiesta, all the things that surround that. So going to be a banger of a one. Circle.
Yeah. Are we putting on a show during the glow night? That would be would that be, man? Put a ring in the middle of the Balloon Fiesta.
So I know the people, right? So I reached out. To Balloon Fiesta and I was like, hey, what do we got to do? like what do we got to do? Because on the early, there's not always stuff going on midday. It's like, can we entice people to come a little early? Also, I don't really know. This is a little too business, but is there a huge payoff for Duke City Championship Wrestling to get in front of out-of-towner? I don't personally know, but it'd be exciting.
Honestly, I love when the out-of-towners get to support the local businesses here, the local restaurants. So I'd rather that take precedence over us. We are growing our fans. We are growing our influence. We are growing everyone that's been supporting us. We appreciate that. But to circle back to the charity event that we were doing this past Sunday at Hotel Andaluz, it was an amazing thing. You and Van Nunley got to host. Every time y'all share the mic live in front of a crowd, it's one of my favorite things because you guys are good. Y'all are just fortunate. Y'all are really good. Like let's be real, man. And
I was just choking to death off air, but
I was holding it down, man. I got you, bro.
No, we are. And if you listen, and by the way, Van's show on Saturdays is right before ours, right? So fill in the holes. Him, Max Machado, Jay Choi. It's an excellent program. all week long, it's me and Van telling jokes on 2 Men On. And whenever we get in front of a live audience, we have an idea, right? Like we have an idea of like, here's where we want to end up. But the how we get there, it's all improv. You know, and I don't know if it's entertainment. Also, this isn't going to be a ton of pro wrestling talk for a minute, but I recognize what you do when you sit down with a microphone and a guitar and you control a room. There is a skill set to you in front of strangers that become fans. There's a skill set to you that I say that is a talented individual, and I'm fortunate to know you. Orlando Marquez, the Versace Mariachi. He's down there.
So good.
They kill it. I know you showed up, I think, right at the end of their set, but they kill it. And I go, oh, there's a lot of talent right there. And for Van and I to be able to be a part of raising money for Adaptive MMA, I think that takes talent too. You know, and you kind of know what the numbers are. I know what the numbers are, but I know the numbers are higher whenever he and I are so fortunate to be a part of events. And that's why, because you had excitement, you had buzz, you had intrigue. And also you had poking fun and ridicule and
yeah.
So as you do that, I think, well, that's a skill. It's not what Saleh has. It's not what Orlando has. It's not what DJ Panda had.
Yeah.
It's its own thing, you know, and how fortunate I feel to be a satellite in the world of entertainment that you are, my friend, because there is just a ton of talent in this city, and pro wrestling has a lot of it, specifically counting you and sometimes counting Van, who brings me along.
It was a pleasure, it was a privilege, man, to be in that room with y'all. So much fun. We got some for a good cause, man. Like I'm all about it. One of the things that I've learned is like money can be brought back, but you can't bring back time.
No,
and that's the most valuable thing that we have.
Well, that's part of the fellowship of this thing, right? The fellowship of entertainment, you know, and the people you connect so well with, oh my gosh, those bonds are strong in the world of pro wrestling, in the world of radio, you as an actor, you as a singer, you as a dancer, you as a performer, all these things. And the people you don't, that sucks. Like it sucks to be across the table from, in an entertainment setting, a person that you don't identify as any of those things we just talked about. Like it makes it really hard, you know? And so I think that's really important to always have the right individuals around you when you're trying to create, you know, an entertaining project or process or whatever. And I think at the world of pro wrestling, you just mentioned to me as we came on air, Ricochet left the WWE and went to AEW.
He's officially signed. Yeah, man.
Officially signed. And then was their debut yet, or is this just an announcement?
They just announced announced by Fightful and a couple of other sources.
Oh, cool.
So I believe they have All In Wembley. Is Wembley or they're in London?
Yeah.
And they have their big show this Sunday on 25th. And so the people are talking about he might just show up on that because if there's ever time to have a debut, I like right now. I'm considering buying going
over to Wembley, get in the flight.
Yeah, man. If I leave yesterday, I can get there by Monday, I think.
Well, right. We obviously have the weekend's packed, but getting into stuff is not hard for us. Getting to stuff is a pain in the butt from Albuquerque sometimes. Oh my God. Dude. We were talking about figuring out getting up to Vancouver. I know we got to take a break here in a second. We were trying to go up to Vancouver. We're like, okay, we can catch a flight. Okay, we can't go directly to Vancouver. Oh, I can't go directly to Seattle. Okay, we can go to Salt Lake, and then from Salt Lake, I'm like, what are we doing? Sunport. The only time Sunport has like ample flights is during the Fiesta. During the Fiesta, they open up their flights like a ton more.
All of the gates are open.
Yeah. Finally. All of a sudden, there's a direct from Minneapolis, and you're like, this is good. We need this. Not on the reg, but we need this.
Hey, man. Anything to get the money back in and to keep the money going for Albuquerque. We support local business, baby.
Whenever we get back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit about the card for Locked In. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're going to finish that thought on how important it is to have a connection with the performers around you. You're listening to Going Over on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over. I am Fred Slow, Saleh Taylor with We were going over the world of pro wrestling. We're talking about Ricochet leaving WWE and heading over to AEW. Ricochet's a guy who's done Two Men On before. He's never done this show. He's wildly nice. Small world. Him and I were born in the same hospital.
Oh,
Isn't that a weird one?
like that is actually pretty cool, man. And
Yeah. St. Joseph Hospital in Alton, Illinois. Don't look me up or steal my identity. We found that out some years ago during a sit down because he's a wildly nice individual. Obviously, he was built from Louisville, Kentucky for a long time. He wrestled out of Kentucky for a long time. He was a dude who was a world of talent. And I think depending on what type of fan, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, Sally, what type of fan will tell you that he was either wasted in WWE or he was utilized to his full potential? And I don't think there's a fan in between on that. I don't think there's a fan that thinks otherwise. And the way I understand AEW and their passion, commitment, dedication to undersized performer, they more than likely will shoot him to the moon. And they'll do it with a bunch of weird titles for 3-letter organizations that aren't really that impactful at that level. But he'll get one of those early. What WWE cannot do is lose his girlfriend.
Yeah, his fiance, man.
His fiance,
man. They bona fide. He's a suitor.
But no, Samantha Irvin is, I think, the best one I've ever heard. I think.
Now we're talking. I'd say I love what she does and how she does because she doesn't shy away from leaning in on emotion with herself, which a lot of people seems to not really care about that, which is cool, which is fine. You know, everyone has their own preferences, but she's been adding beautiful layers to the characters, to the stories that's been going on. It still tugs my heartstrings, man. The ones that I have left of the clip of watching her in tears calling out when Cody Rhodes won WrestleMania.
Yeah, that thing was sweet.
That's so beautiful because the way she does it, she doesn't want to know the finish. She doesn't want to know who's winning. She wants to watch, and she legit is still a fan. And the reactions you see, you know, to my knowledge, what feels like it is genuine.
I'm going to name some names. You tell me if she's better or worse than these names, okay? And I'm only going to give you like top tier recognizable names here. So you say better or worse, Brandy Rhodes.
Better.
Yeah. Now, Jeremy Borash is an interesting one because he mostly has done it in Impact and not everyone knows his work.
Yeah.
His WCW stuff and his TNA stuff, both good. But I'm going to say that she's better than him.
I would agree to that.
Okay. Better or worse than Christy Him. She was also a TNA one, but yeah.
That's a tough one.
JoJo Offerman. JoJo, obviously the now widow of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
but she was a long time ring announcer. Better or worse than her?
It sucks because the time that she was active, that was kind of a low point for WWE.
The product, good point.
So that's a tough one to call because not much, and she was part of that package, unfortunately.
Mike Rome.
You know what?
She's better. I mean, it's his social media is better, but she's definitely better.
I agree. Yeah.
David Pinzer. So this one's interesting because he's worked for everyone.
Yeah.
He's not better than her. Now, if you go way back in time, Gary Capetta was in the very, very beginning. He also did a special at the 2020 AEW Revolution. He's a guy who could go, but he's not better. Justin Roberts.
Justin, better, I'd say.
Okay, I agree with that.
But quick shout out to David Penzer, being the iconic WCW voice, though. Like his voice still is.
Oh, I agree.
Like that's a tough one because like it's an iconic. But yeah, better than Justin.
I got the ones that make you think about it now.
Yeah,
Lillian Garcia.
On par, I'd say.
Like the exact same.
Yeah,
she did it for 20 years.
It's tough. Yeah. Lillian Garcia was actually one of the few, was the beginning of them. Let's play off of you, and she would give some back, and she would shy away from. She always gave me shy librarian vibes sometimes with the voice of gold. So like, but but it's hard because there's iconic moments. Lillian Garcia is singing the national anthem after 9/11.
Yeah,
Still,
it's
it's
so
one of the
incredibly
amazing.
special.
Also, that's like one of the first moments where we were attempting a sense of normalcy after that such an event, and
You
them
know,
going live on Thursday for that
yeah.
was
So
crazy.
that's a crazy thing. That was in Austin, right?
Yes.
So yeah, and if you remember, John Cena comes out. It was like the first mass gathering of people after 9/11. That was for me at that age, because I was in, what was I, a junior in high school. That was a special time.
I wasn't born yet, probably.
Okay, you were definitely born. I don't know if people are super aware of Michael Buffer's pro wrestling. Michael Buffer was in WCW for a long time. I think he got bought out when WWE bought out WCW, and then he didn't really come back until he did a Royal Rumble not long ago. Well, I guess it was a while,
Well,
eight or 10.
Michael Buffer was in for the big matches, all the big
Yeah.
mania. It's the big title matches. Those are also like iconic, and that was before Michael Buffer was actually that was right when Michael Buffer was hitting his stride as an TV personality.
But I think the greatest of all time is not Samantha Irvin. I do believe it to be Howard Finkel. Could you say otherwise?
The Fink man.
Yeah.
He played it straight, played it well, and another iconic voice.
His first announcing job, Madison Square Garden, 1977. His final announcement in WWE was posthumous recording of his voice at Backlash 2020 for Edge versus Randy Orton. How cool is that?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Do you remember when was it CM Punk brought him back in to announce him?
AEW, yeah.
And well, even before that, when he brought him back in from WWE, and Fink was just taking in, and like he got a pop. It's the Fink man, and he took an extra 45 seconds before he remembered, and like just hearing Michael. Also, one of the few times hearing Michael Cole laugh and and enjoy himself in the commentary booth at that time.
So,
man,
in all those dozen guys we just went over, where do you put Adam Merrick? The following match is scheduled for one fall.
I'd say in the upper echelon, man, because he's finding his stride.
He's so good at ring announcing. Duke City Championship Wrestling ring announcer Adam Merrick. I asked him to do the broadcast one time. He goes, "I'm the ring announcer." Okay.
Word, say less.
Psych. Sorry, I brought it up.
My favorite thing about just talking to anyone that works with the show, it's one of those things that we take for granted, where I forget that we're all fans of this.
Yeah.
And then hearing how big of a fan Adam Merrick is.
He knows everything.
It's so beautiful, man. I love it so much.
Well, I think the world of pro wrestling, and by the way, we get it. It's a college football morning. Like, you're tuned in to hear college football pregame talk. Like, it's not super happening as pro wrestling talk.
Yeah.
But, that super passionate college football fan, Adam Merrick is that of pro wrestling. And, there are a lot of guys who are really successful at college football that, like, aren't nut jobs for it. Like, and I'm a pro wrestling fan. I've been my entire life. I'm not a fanatic. Like, I don't lose my stuff over pro wrestling. I can't tell you the name of fill-in guy who wrestled in Japan primarily, fill-in, I don't know any of these things.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people in the industry that do. Also, there's like a weird gatekeeping in it too, where it's like, what do you mean you don't know as much as I know? Like, that's what I mean. I'm saying I don't. Like, I'm not even trying to hide it. Like, I don't know as much as pro wrestling fan. Here's what I do know. The thing I'm trying to do as a hobby, I do pretty good. Like, that's the thing I know.
It's a good time.
It's not bad.
Had by all. Shared.
That's how I feel.
We're
continuing down the road to Locked In. That is Saturday, August the 31st. There'll be one more airing of this show before that show, which is next Saturday night at the Rio Rancho Event Center. We're super excited for that and everything that it entails. The social media has been a buzz about it. Thank you to all who take the time. Also, if you're interested in attending, we do have tickets available, and you can pick those up with Duke City Championship Wrestling at the tailgate for the Lobo football game. That's right. We're in the Howl Zone. Come see the boys, big inflatable pro wrestling ring. Come hang out with us. We'll give you a couple tickets over to Locked In the following Saturday. Also, Smoke and Joe's, the intersection of Yale and Lead. Go see Aaron Burnett and his new coffee and cannabis endeavor, Saleh, and tickets are available there. Big thank you to the individual who helped us get a couple extra tickets to get some new fans out there. So we're super excited about that.
Ain't that a beautiful thing, man? When people are able to share.
Have you been down? Have you been down to Smoke and Joe's yet?
It's right down the street from my office.
Yeah.
I stopped by there the other day this week. Actually, it's really nice, really quaint.
Yeah,
and it's I like it a lot, man. So shout out to Smoke and Joe's, baby.
We start going down
off of Yale and Lead.
Right there, can't miss it. Like literally cannot miss it. I guess it used to be like an old, like psychedelics, like Hot Topic style store. Is that your understanding? Like,
in a sense, it still is.
Yes. The things you could buy before you could buy now.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally legit now.
We went over it last week with Van Nunley and Chris Burnett when you were not available for the program due to assignment, but we've talked at length about Hobo Hank and Thunder. These two cats are going to get in a steel cage. By the way, the steel cage, I got a sneak preview of yesterday. Let's just say this, impressive. That is how I'm going to say this.
Ooh.
But after that match proves a victor, we'll need a new challenger. We don't do rematches here. It's not about that. Well, on grudge stuff we do, but not on champion.
Yeah.
Also, maybe a rematch down the road. But
maybe. Never say never.
We need a new number one contender. So we're like, well, who can we get? Like who in this industry like could step in right away and have like a deserving shot at the title, right? Well, Sin Bodhi. Sin Bodhi can do it. Like he was in WWE forever. Like he's a world of talent. He's all over the country pro wrestling every week. Okay, well, we'll give it to Sin Bodhi. Like he's earned it. He's not here, but he's earned it. It'll be Sin Bodhi. But then Baba Thunder shows up. Baba Thunder was Commander Aziz for all those years in WWE. The 7-footer, Baba Thunder. Well, we said, well, we'll just give it to him. he's deserving. He's the guy. Well, that's not how we do it here. Those two are going to face off. And the victor of Sin Bodhi and Baba Thunder will take on the victor of Hobo Hank and Thunder. That'll be at our September 26th event. We're super excited about that. Returning back to the historic El Rey Theater. Saleh Taylor, how excited are you for the announcement of Sin Bodhi and Baba Thunder bouncing skulls off each other for a chance to be the number one contender for the Duke City Championship Wrestling heavyweight title?
That's definitely going to be a sellout, man. For those who aren't aware, a sellout is a term that we use when everyone backstage in the locker room are going to find a monitor. We're going to watch. We're going to find a way to watch this match. And that match definitely is going to be a thunder. Not just that match. I had my people check out the show last week and make sure, they gave me notes, man. I got people now, man. It's pretty dope, bro.
Snitches. You got snitches.
Bro, listen to the rest of the card that you were announcing. I think every match is going to be, good God, man. A banger, as you would say, man.
Tyler Copeland, traveling in from St. Louis, Missouri, will take on Turbo Tony. And these two individuals have fought twice before, and they both have been battles. So this will be kind of the end of their journey. One man will prove victorious. One man will prove a failure. These are two of the most athletic guys on the roster in front of the biggest crowd that we've had to date. You're excited to see Turbo Tony and Tyler Copeland kind of put this story to an end, Saleh, and I know you are. Who do you think will prove to be victorious?
The crowd. The crowd's waiting on that one, man.
Yeah.
The audience. That's every time these two get in the ring, either together or against others, they show up and show out. And I'm expecting nothing less than something beautiful of a beautiful magic fight.
And speaking of third time's a charm, we have that with Tommy Two Scoops Test and the Livest Mexplex as they'll face off in their final bout to see who's victorious in this little back and forth that they've had over some months now. The original intention was for this rivalry to wrap up over the summer, but a lot of us had a lot of life going on. I know Mexplex had a tremendous loss, and he's been battling through some stuff. I know Timing Two Scoops is highly sought, and he's in a lot of organizations. I know he's time this airing. I know he's wrestling tonight over in Rio Rancho for phase 1. I get it. And I think, and this is just me and living in the world of pro wrestling, maybe these two gamed the situation so that they could prove a victor again in front of the largest audience in the history of Duke City Championship Wrestling.
It's kind of cool, man, what you're talking about, because both of these guys have been on a journey for lack of a better way of saying this, they've been on a journey of betterdom.
Yeah.
Like Two Scoops going out showing that he can do what he does well and do it anywhere and everywhere. But then you also got the livest Mexplex, who's been on a Rocky IV journey lately. This man has been, he's been on one. He's a champ in two. I want to say two.
Probably true.
Promotions right now. He carries those titles with like reverence, and he carries those titles. He's taking it serious, and his training, he's been taking it even more so serious. And you got Jay Sizzle, the mouthpiece, who's been like letting everyone know and reminding everyone of this journey. And I'm really excited to see what happens from this, because it's gonna be a slobber knocker, man.
Yeah, these two guys will go, and that's not it for one-on-ones. We have another, we have two more that are a big deal, including your opponent, Saleh, who we will announce after the break. It's 2 Men On 95 point, or no, it's not. That's a different show I host. It's Going Over on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to Going Over. Thank you for tuning in with us on a Saturday morning. We know you're on the way to the Lobo tailgate. Come see your boys. Duke City Championship Wrestling is in the Howl Zone. Ow! I don't know where that came from. Come see us. You won't be able to miss us. We have a huge inflatable wrestling ring that you can come and bounce around in. Thank you for taking off your shoes.
We appreciate that. And thank you for showering before, too. We appreciate that even more.
Or at least a day before. Don't have gone greater than 24 hours without a shower.
That's fair enough. Yeah, it is pretty early for a tailgate. Yeah, you got to make sure.
Just
the night before. Yeah,
adopt that philosophy. The tailgate's going to be a big deal. If you are coming down to the Lobo game, come see us. We are live from it. We got the inflatable pro wrestling ring. Also, we're just going to have libation, and we're giving away tickets. So August the 31st, that's going to be locked in over at the Rio Rancho Event Center. So if you want an opportunity to maybe see your first Duke City Championship Wrestling show, you can do it on us. And it will be with tickets at the Howl Zone. Come see your boys. It'll be a lot of fun. Your opponent for August the 31st at locked in at the Rio Rancho Event Center is, surprise. All of a sudden, brand new. Fan favorite, Valak Vile, my man. You're taking on one of the baddest dudes and definitely the baddest magician in the game. Are you excited, and about what aspect?
I've been wanting to fight him. I don't want to have a match. I just been wanting to fight him. He took my chances of being the, of having the very first, carrying
the top rope for the Route 66 championship. In that fun battle royal, threw you right over the top.
It was fun for everyone else. Whatever.
Everyone loved it because you had cowardly hidden. You were being.
I was doing my job. I feel like I'm part Jamaican sometimes. I do a lot of jobs.
You showed up late from the broadcast, got into the ring late, hid, and then Valak Vile went up to you, and then you dodged him for an entire show, and now there's a chance for sale to be foreclosed upon by Valak Vile because he's got it right now and the crowd is behind him. I've seen this man make people disappear, including you, over a top rope.
You know what? It's really, really fun to see all that people, all that support that he's been getting, to see them and hear them and feel them get so disappointed. Take the wind out from that, man. I can't wait to feel that. Also, they're not even a variable to this. This is just between me and Valak. I just want to fight Valak.
Just anyone?
No, I'm Valak's first, man. Bro, we're going. I'm just excited, baby.
I tell you what, ballot goes over on you on this thing. I give him another shot at the Route 66 championship. That's how I feel. Like if you go over, whatever, a couple more. But he's a deserving dude. That's all I'm trying to get to.
Bro, For Sale is gonna sell out, baby. I'm telling you.
Lamicra taking on Enrique Calderon and Brian Rivera, and this is going to be a banger of one. Lamicra reunited, and it feels so good for they, El Diablo Blanco and Charlie 50. You know they don't go anywhere without Veronica Vega. You know that for a fact. They're going to fight a couple newcomers to Duke City Championship Wrestling, and Enrique Calderon and Brian Rivera. You haven't seen Enrique yet, have you?
Not yet. I got unjustly suspended for some reason. And
Brian Rivera, I missed his debut as I was out of town with the passing of my father. So this is going to be a fun little makeshift tag team. And I know Lamicra has been. They personally picked them out of the locker room as what they identified as their next victim. So you're going to see fun tag team action between those two. There's a lot of chemistry in Lamicra, and I would be surprised if the talent of these two individuals, because it is ample. I would be surprised if the chemistry can come together quick enough. It's going to be a tough battle for Calderon and Rivera against Lamicra.
Brian Rage, man, the boy's bad, dude. Anyone from Lamicra, they come up, they show up, and they show out every time. So know that anytime you see Lamicra involved with DCCW or anywhere, SBCW, OXW, anywhere and everywhere, baby. If you see Lamicra, know that it's going to be a beautiful thing, man.
Stealing the show at the last Duke City Championship Wrestling event was Class and Devin Reno. They took a tough loss to Turbo Tony and Tommy Test, and they are taking on the debuting Sky High, my friend, flying in from Las Vegas, Nevada that day. Sky High is about as good as a tag team as you can find. Saleh, I know you are plugged into the tag team wrestling scene. I know you know Mondo Rocks and Robbie Litt are incredibly talented. They're coming to town, and they're going to fight Class and Devin Reno, who haven't found another pair of wrestlers in this organization that they can even get along with.
Don't sleep on Class and Reno, baby. Reno and Class. Those two are TV ready. Those two can make a mountain from a molehill. Those two are so good. So with Sky High's coming in, they have a lot to prove. No matter what the last show may have happened with them, Devin Reno and Mr. Class, they're gonna put on a clinic. But Sky High, they're coming in, they're ready to show up and show out, especially at one of the biggest shows, for us so far this year. This is going to be an insane matchup, and actually, what a way to debut too, by the way, with some top talent, top athletes, top everything.
Yeah, and obviously championships and FSW, they're taking on, as we mentioned, Reno and Class here. Reno is, wrestled a ton over in FSW. There's a ton going on here historically. Whenever these individuals show up and go, it might be the show out and the show stealer at the Rio Rancho Event Center, because tag team wrestling is 100% healthy, and we got the talent here in Duke City Championship Wrestling. I'm not trying to spoil anything, Saleh, but it's about damn time for a tag team title, I think, at Duke City Championship Wrestling. It's getting that serious. And if you're excited about the idea of that announcement, I would encourage you to not miss August the 31st at the Rio Rancho Event Center, because tag team wrestling is about to become the face of Duke City Championship Wrestling.
Anyone and everyone who would have the honor of carrying those titles would have earned it amazingly well, because we have some amazing athletes, amazing talents, amazing wrestlers that would carry that really well. And to see the possibility of, or having the possibility of a realization of tag titles in DCCW, it's a big deal, baby. That's a big deal.
Returning to Duke City Championship Wrestling, and all my homies, including homies, hate this dude, Jaden Money Monroe, and he's taking on the Duke City Championship Wrestling debuting, not New Mexico debuting, as you can catch him at the time of this airing tonight over at Phase 1 Pro Wrestling. Manny Lemons is officially part of the Duke City Championship Wrestling family. Manny Lemons has done it all over, Ring of Honor, TNA stuff. His bit is so funny. He is funny. He is a good human being. Jaden Money Monroe is not. This is going to be every 13-year-old kid's favorite match of the night.
Manny Lemons.
Have you seen Manny in person?
Not in person. I love his clip. I love his gimmick. I love just him. Manny Lemons is just amazing, bro. I'm so excited for this.
We should book him for the next going over. He the first time I ever met Manny was how many years ago was it? 2018. And he was wrestling for the now defunct DWE Destiny Wrestling. And they were doing a maybe it was like their final show or something of that idea, you know. They're doing their final show in 2018. And he was down in Albuquerque, and I think it was like a 3-way. I think I've told this story before. It was a 3-way with like him, Hobo Hank, maybe Disco Inferno. Like,
That's so dope.
Yeah, like and maybe it was like DWO, not DWE. And I think that's from Duke City Championship Wrestling official Cisco. He knows them all. And it might have been a 4-way. Like the Trash Man Ray Basura might have been in it. You know what I mean? Like it was a motley crew. Anyway, so he throws lemons into the crowd, and I caught one of these lemons. So I had one of Manny Lemons because I have these long arms. You know how big.
Yeah.
So anyway, so after he performs, he's at his merch stand. You know, Duke City Championship Wrestling. We have the big one. You come, you buy all your stuff from one spot. It's the thing. But a lot of shows do where the wrestlers come out and do their own apparel, which is super fun because you get to meet the wrestlers. So Manny Lemons is over there, and I go over there. I'm like, hey, brother, caught your lemon, you know. So, you know, I'm here to have the lemon party or whatever, you know, like I'm ready to go. And he's like, you want to buy a shirt, man, or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I'll buy a shirt, $20. And he was like, oh, they're only $10 or whatever. I'm like, no, I will give you $20. And he's like, oh, thanks, man, or whatever. I go, but I want the one off your back. I want the one you wrestled in. It's like I'm big, he's not big. He's like, brother, it's not going to fit you. I go,
that's what I want, man.
Yeah, I'm not asking about size. It was like cut off. You know how I wear my cut off shirts whenever I'm not wearing a shirt. So it's like cut off the way that, like, you know, all these cut off shirts are. So anyways, I put it on, and it's like, you know, it's just titty tight, like all the way across. Like my man meat is like two in the chest. And I'm like, yeah, this thing's perfect. That was so funny because he just sweated it out. Like, what a weird way to meet a guy. So anyways, whenever he calls, he's like, he's like, hey, brother, see what you're doing, Duke City Championship Wrestling. You know, I'm excited to come down, and if you would let me, I want to beat up Jaden Money Monroe. I'm like, do you remember me? He's like, yeah, I know exactly who you are, you weirdo. Like,
the vibe I'm getting from that story is like that kid from Shrek. Do the roar.
Yes. Yeah. Although I've never seen Shrek, if that kid is a loser, the answer is yes. Because that's me.
That's you,
I
bro.
was the loser.
Do the roar.
That's so funny. What remains to be seen about the names we didn't announce? We will find out. I can tell you this: there'll be some surprises at Locked In. That's going to be a big deal. So if you do not have your tickets, dccwtickets.com. Keep in mind, I do own Duke City Championship Wrestling, so we're going to be a part of the festivities. That does go to me, so don't be confused on that. Also, you can come down to the Lobo Tailgate. You come down there. We're in the house home of Duke City Championship Wrestling. Also, the Sports Animal is down there. So Van Nunley will be there. I'll be there as well with 2 Men On and obviously pro wrestling. So it's going to be a really fun Saturday. Also, we're giving away Lobos tickets too. So if you don't have tickets to the game, we got some tickets to the game. So you can get, you can get tickets to the football game. You get tickets to the pro wrestling. It'll be a whole ordeal. And with any luck, you will say hi to us and you'll say 2 positive things and 1 negative thing. That's my favorite way to meet people.
2 positive things and 1 negative thing. I've been getting a lot of just negative things lately, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
Championship Wrestling official Francisco Sanchez, known as Cisco by those who enjoy him, says, speaking of tag teams with Simbodi appearing, maybe we can see Hobo Hank and Simbodi reunite as they were the final DWO tag champs.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's pretty dope.
How about that? Just okay. Like, why can't we not do that? I'll tell you why. Because Simbodi might be fighting Hobo Hank if they're both victorious August the 31st at Locked In. They can't be
So many
tag
options.
teams. That's crazy. If
So
you had
many
to pick
options.
one tag team partner, Saleh, you need one tag team partner in Duke City Championship Wrestling. On the roster or off, you follow your heart. Who's the one guy you would want to partner with if there was an opportunity for Duke City Championship Wrestling tag team titles?
Ooh.
Take your time.
On the roster?
Or
well,
off.
My first pick, he's busy right now. He's not even answering my calls anymore. That
Oh,
fool.
Jacob Fatu. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's really good. But just as good, Journey. I would love to see what kind of damage Journey and I. Journey for sale.
Well,
That's such a great.
and there's no tampering in pro wrestling. You know what I mean? I can say Zilla's name right here.
Yeah.
And see what we can do to go get him. If Zilla and Journey showed up, they cancel the whole tournament. Just give them the titles. Also, get an extension for one of those straps because Journey's a big boy.
Journey's a big boy.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Yeah. Like, can we add four more?
Hey, no radio personality here, no pro wrestling personality here, and what I'm about to say. The only two dudes that have come into Duke City Championship Wrestling where I'm like, oh, that's a bad dude. Journey Fatu and Jacob Fatu. Those are the only two dudes. Everyone else, I'm like, okay. Again, we got a lot of athletes here. We got a lot of guys that, Tommy Two Scoops is wrestled for a state championship. There's we can name all these guys that are really good at fighting. Those Fatus, brother.
Bro.
They're built different.
Yeah.
They're why that phrase exists.
Well said, man. Well said. It's just good genes and also a tough upbringing.
Yeah.
Man.
If your whole life, all you do is beat up the toughest guy you know who happens to be your brother, you're getting beat up a lot too.
I remember a lot of our, we're family. We're just, we're throwing a little something together.
Yeah.
And then it would turn into a shoot fight. And then now all six of us, my brothers and then them, and then we're all just going at it for real.
They're
and then
fish hooking you and stuff, and you're like,
yeah. And then Journey would run to his mom, and then Uncle Sam.
So funny.
And then Uncle Sam would run in with my dad right behind him, like, fuck, shoot.
Luckily for you, we're pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Taylor, final words before we let this one go.
It was fun working with you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's over now. Your broadcast career is over. Taking you off, locked in.
One of the 7 words. Dang it.
Darn it. For Saleh Taylor, for myself, Fabulous Freddie Fame. Oh, gosh, everyone's waving goodbye to you in the chat. That's so funny. That's so funny.
It was fun while it lasted, y'all.
Good job, everyone.